important user related files. Okay, yeah. Okay, so important files related to the users, there are some list of those files. Like, first of all, we have etc password file, and we discuss what this file. It contains user related information, right? There are 7 fields in this etc password, and all these things we discussed in the last class. Another is etc group, which contain the group related informations, group name, their like who are the members of those group and all these things. Another file is etc shadow. That is what we are going to discuss today, right? Then we have another file that is g shadow. Then we have another more files called etc login.defs. We discussed few things about login.defs in the last class, but today also we'll open this file again to discuss more. Then we have etc default useradd. It is also a very important file, actually important file. Then yes, we have one etc skill directory. This is only the thing which we have in form of directory. The rest of all are files, but this is directory. It is also important directory. What is the purpose of this directory we're going to discuss. And there are some files in the user's home directory, user home directory, and that name is .bas rc, right? In the same location we have .bas underscore profile, and one more file .bas underscore logout. Okay, so these 3 files are also available in the home directory of user. However, these are hidden, right? I hope you understand why, because dot is written at the first name. So what is the purpose of these files we are going to discuss now? So we are going to touch all these files today to understand what are the purpose of these files one by one. Okay, so we'll start from etc shadow file. Okay, so let me take this shadow file here. And again, the man page is here, man space 5 space shadow. And when you will press enter, so you will be able to see all the informations about your shadow file, but we'll discuss one by one. Let me open one more terminal, and let me switch back to the root, and let me open the shadow file. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one and paste it to my notepad. Okay, and so you can count this 1, 2. Let me remove some of the things there so that we can get in one line. Okay, yes, now we have in one line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? So there are 8 fields in the shadow file. We have 7 fields in the password file, which has the user related information. But this shadow file, what it will do actually, it has the password and users age related information. Right? Age means what? First of all, obviously, this is the username. Second is your encrypted password. Second is your what? Is your encrypted password. Okay. And the third, okay, let me write it down. Oh, sorry. First is your username. Second, your encrypted password. CRY, encrypted password. Third one, last password change. Okay. And if you will run this command, chase -l and Deepak, so you can see this last password changes 22nd January 2023. Same thing is here, but only the difference is in days, and in days, and since 1 Jan 1960, I think 60. Okay, I let me check it from the man page. Encrypted password 1970. I'm sorry, 1970. 1970. So it will actually calculating the days 19,379 days, right? So if you will calculate in your calculator, so definitely it will be 22nd January 2023. Why it is actually your Unix was started from like 1970, right? So all those date will be calculated from 1970. So that is what the meaning of second field. In a best way to see the last password change is change command. However, this information is taken from your shadow file, and shadow file will always calculate the date from 1 Jan 1970. Right? That is what your fourth, no, sorry, the third field, right? Third field. Now, fourth field. Fourth field is your minimum days need to change the password, right? 2, right? Here you can see this. So your user cannot change the password like if they set the password today, so they can change the password after 2 days. I hope you remember we saw this in the last class, right? We will not able to change that before 2 days. That is the fourth field. Fifth is your maximum days after which user need to change the password. So that is what the maximum days, 60, and that is also your 60. Yeah, go ahead.
सर हम लोग अगर कोई भी पासवर्ड मीन्स अगर क्रिएट करते हैं तो इसमें हम लोग मीन्स क्रिएट करने की 2 दिन बाद ही हम लोग चेंज कर पाएंगे, तो उससे पहले हम लोग को चेंज नहीं करने देंगे.
Yeah. It will not allow. If there is a 0, then we can change the password anytime, any days, multiple times. But if you set some values, it will not allow you to change the password before that date.
ओके सर, तो ये जो 2 दिन जो है तो वो हम लोग सेट कर सकते हैं कि कितने दिन बाद हम लोग ये पासवर्ड चेंज कर पाएंगे कि नहीं, ये
right.
ऊपर ही है, right?
Yeah, change, yes, with the help of change command, right?
Okay. So can you सर एक बार मुझे दिखाएंगे मींस कैसे हम लोग वो डेट कैसे हम लोग मींस जस्ट सेट कर सकते हैं?
Okay, means we discussed this in the last class actually. Let me show you that again. Help. See, that is what minimum number of days, correct? Chase -m, then I can set 3 and deepen. Now if you open this etc password file, so you can see etc shadow, A's will be on shadow.
Okay.
Shadow, you can see this 3 there.
Okay, got you, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so that is what the fifth. Okay, now that is what the fifth field, maximum days after which user need to change the password. Sixth is your warning. Warning. So for me, sixth number is 3 days warning, and how we can also see in the change command, right? This is warning. Seventh field is your password expire. Password expire, right? If you will see in this one, so it is 23rd March 2023. Okay, so what we define there, we have set the 60 days, right? So if you will see, okay, just a minute. I think yes, it will expire after 5 days. After 5 days means we have set it password expire 60 days and enact. Okay. I think there's a mistake there. Just let me check the minimum password is password. Whoa, sorry, password inactive, not expired. That is what I'm saying. Yeah, that value is not matching. That's why password inactive. Right? So once your password will be expired, then after 5 days, your password will be inactive. And I hope you remember what is the difference between these two. Means if your password will get inactive, it will not allow you to change the password. You need to contact with the administrator. Your password will expire on 23rd March. And how this date taken? So it is from 60 days, right? Means from 60 days, it calculated from 23rd March, your password is going to expire. And you set the value 5 in the password inactive, means after 5 days, your password is going to inactive. Okay. So that is what the value we have here, inactive. Eighth number is your account expire. Account expire. But remember, it is also in days and since 1 Jan 1970, right? 1970. So here also you can see password expired 15 April 2023, and if you will again calculate the days, so it will be definitely will be 19,462 days, right? So inside of file, it will store all the A's related to your password and your account. Any questions from this file, anyone? Go ahead. Yeah, Arpan. Anything?
Nothing, sir. Nothing.
Okay. So in second field, you can see, as Rohan said, all the passwords is starting with $6. Okay. This $6 represents, it is SHA algorithm to encrypt, algorithm to encrypt your password. If you will see $1, but now you will not able to see this one in any of your Linux Linux operating system. Older version, like in 5, even 4, we can see $1, and this $1 stands for MD5. So this $6 stands for, means it represents the algorithm by which your password is encrypted. Right? So only these two algorithms which we have in the Linux to encrypt the password, SHA and MD5. MD5 is no longer used nowadays to encrypt the password of the users. By default, if you want, this is a different case, but by default it is no longer available. But in older version of the operating systems, we have that thing, and it always starts with $1. So $6 will be your SHA algorithm. And this is defined in your etc login.defs. Right? SHA has different types: SHA 512, SHA 256, SHA I think 64, right? So currently we have SHA 512. So where this algorithm for encryption is defined in your login.defs, in etc login.defs, right? Now understand, Rohan, are you getting my point about this? Okay. Now, in this field, if you will see only exclamation, right? No any encrypted password, only exclamation. It means there is no any password set for the users, right? I saw you in the last class. Let me see if we have some users. Yeah, Oracle. So you can see only double exclamations. It means this user do not have any password at this moment. That's why we can see double exclamation. Right. If we are able to see double exclamation and encrypted password. Okay. So it means its password is locked. Sorry. It means password is locked. Right? So how we can do that? We can see we have two options. Means either with due to multiple attempts the password get locked, or if you want to manually lock the password of any user, we can do that by using passwd space -l and Deepak. So what is saying? Locking password for user Deepak. So if you open this shadow file, you can see double exclamation and the encrypted password. It means it is locked. It is locked. Right. So what is the command for to lock the password? The command is passwd -l and username. And if you are seeing like double exclamation there, definitely user will not able to log in. Okay. And if you want to unlock it again, so you can use -u to unlock the user. Okay. This should be removed now. Yeah, it has been removed now. So to unlock the password of the user, you can use -u. U for unlocking the password. If you are seeing exclamation and encrypted password, right? Sometimes you can also see that is for user lock, not password lock. Account is lock, not password. It's account is lock. Like user mode -capital L and Deepak. If you run this command and you will open the shadow file, you can see single exclamation. Right. So the single exclamation represents account is locked, not password. Account is locked. Right. And if you want to unlock that, so you can use -U. You cannot remember all the options. I literally tell you this thing. You cannot remember every options. You need to go with the man page, help page to recall what are the options we can use for unlocking, locking. Only the thing you need to know the command. Options you can check it from the man page. Right. So let me write it user mode -capital L and Deepak to lock it, and user mode -capital U Deepak to unlock this. Okay, fine. So that is all about your shadow file. Means again, I'm repeating, password file will store the user related informations, right? Their home directory, their UID, their primary GID, their like cell, all these things, right? Plus there is an X option in the second field which represents the second field of your shadow file, right? That is why whenever you enter any username, it is asking for the password. Why? Because the second field has an X, and that second field refers to the shadow file. Okay. But shadow file will store the user and password is related informations. When the password is going to expire, when the account is going to expire, when they can change the password and all these things. Right? And whenever you run the change command, it will direct going to like change in your shadow file. Okay? That is what your etc password, etc group, and etc shadow. Now come to the another file, that is etc g shadow. etc g shadow. Okay. Again, this will also store the password and groups is related information. Is related info. Password and groups is related info. Now, what do you mean by group password? Huh? What does it mean? See, we have a command called, do we have any group? Just a minute, etc group. Let me create that, huh? Group, add and market. Okay. So I think we have a group now. If I tell you there is a command called gpasswd and group name, it is used to set the password. See, that is what the password. I think just a minute. Let me reset it. I have set the password for group. Okay, and where it will be stored actually in G shadow. In G shadow. See this? Double exclamation, sorry, single exclamation you are seeing here, it means there is no any password defined for that group. Okay. But if you're seeing the encrypted one, means there's a password defined for this group. Now the thing is, what is the purpose of setting password in group? Okay. First of all, let me write the command to setting the password for the group. And it is actually very helpful. Okay. And let me create one more group add, and we'll say sales. Sorry. Group add sales. So I have one group called sales without password and one group market with password. Okay. Now let me do one thing. Do su -. And okay, or let me log into the command line. Yeah. I'm going to log in with Deepak. Password. Yes. What is my current group? It is Deepak, primary group, right? Not talking about the secondary group. Primary group is Deepak. Okay. So now the thing is, let's consider one scenario where I need access on all those folders where sales group has access. Where sales group has access, I need access on all those folders. What is the approach? What is the approach I can use? Right. So I can ask to admin. Okay. Admin will change my group. Means they will add me into the sales group, right? And then I will perform the task, and then admin will remove me from that group. That is what the approach, right? Means I need the access on all those folders. Temporary access, I can say, means for the time being, for some time I need to access on all the files which on this sales group has access. So I will contact to the admin will add me into the sales group. I will perform my task. Once I will done, I will again go back to the admin. Yeah, I have changed it. I have done my task. Again, root or admin will remove you from that group. And that is what the whole process will going on. Instead of that, what you can do, you can run new GRP space group name. I will type sales. See, it is asking for the password, right? So once you will give the password, then only you will able to add into that group. And you can see it's saying that failed to password. Means there is no any password defined for sales. That's why we are not able to go there. However, if you will do new GRP and what is the group name? Market, right? Market. It will ask for the password. And once we give the correct password, if you will see ID, see your primary group for the time being has been changed. For the time being means what? If you will do exit, so you come out from that primary group again. Now it's come back to the Deepak. If you again want to go back to that group, so just give the password. And once you will again go to the login, run the new GRP command, your primary group has been changed, right? You can perform anything on all the files or directories where market group has access, right? Once you're done, you can come out from that group. So that is what the benefit of setting password on that group, right? If you set the password, then any user they want to go to that group, obviously they should know the password of that group. Once they give the successful or correct password of that group, they will able to join that group temporarily. Temporarily means once they do the exit, they will come out from that group, right? And they have the access of all those files and directories where that group has access. Okay, so that is what the purpose of setting the password on group, right? And that stores in your gshadow file. Yes, so G password will contain the same thing. Do I need to paste that? Means everything is similar, but okay, let me paste it. gshadow. Let me paste it then. Okay, it will also contain the the users which is added in that group, right? It will contain here. Let me remove this so that it can become in one line. Yeah. Okay. So it will contain the group name, GROUP group name, group password, member of group. That's it. Okay, that is what your gshadow. Let's take this login.defs. Login.defs. As the name says, it contains login definition. Login definition means what? If you remember, we opened this file last class. Let me open it again. Login.defs. So if I will scroll it top, on the top where it is, yes. So minimum password, sorry, minimum UID, maximum UID, everything is defined in this file, right? And password maximum days, password minimum days, password warning days. These all things are defined in this file. So if you want to make sure, like in your system, all the users which will be newly created in your system, that maximum days of password should be something else, minimum password something else. So you need to define in this file. So that is what something called as the server hardening, right? So in the server hardening means you are defining certain policies on your servers which should be implemented on all the users, which not only user, there are different categories for the server hardening. This is one of that category, means user hardening, right? Where you are defining the policies for the users, maximum days, minimum days, right? UIDs, maximum UIDs, minimum UIDs. If you, I told you, we have the default value of 60,000, but we can increase it, correct? After 60,000, we need to create the users with UID. But if you want to make the more users UID available in your system, just change the value. That's it. Right, that is the minimum and maximum UID. If you will scroll it down, same for the GID as well. If you again scroll it down, one few more things are there. Encrypted method is SHA 512. Okay, and yes, user groups enable. That is what this line allows to create the primary group. In Linux, we discuss that whenever we create a user, its primary group always created. Why? Due to this line. If you set it to no, it means any user which you will going to create, they do not have any primary group. They will be a part of users group, right? They will be a part of users group. So that is what the user groups enable. Create home directory. Whenever we create a user, always their home directory is created. Why? Because create home is just written in there. If you set no, then any user which will be going to create in your system, their home directory is not going to create. You need to create it manually, right? So that is what I'm saying. Your Linux is very much flexible. It's up to you how you want to modify or what you want to change. You need to make all these things listed and search for those files, and you can modify those files if you from where this is taking place, right? So that is what the login.defs will contain all the definitions of your users, means whatever the users we are creating, what are the default behavior for their UID, GID, home directory, primary cell, primary group, everything is mentioned in your etc login.defs. Correct? Okay. Another important file, that is etc useradd. Okay, what this will contain? I can say options for useradd command. Means what? Whenever we run the useradd command to create any users, like their home directory has been created, they are like their cell has been defined. Okay, so if you will open this file, etc, what is the file? etc default useradd. See, home directory always creates in /home. Why? Because it is written here. If you will modify this file, and we'll say it should be created in our home, for example, right? Or my home, and let's create one directory called my home /my home. So whenever you create a user called user4, so its directory will be created in my home. See, it is not in home. That is why I told you the default behavior of user command is managed by your default useradd file, right? Inactive. Whenever you create any user, they are not being inactive. Means it's set to never. If you remember, in your change command, change user4, change -l user4. See, password inactive and account expires, set to never. Why? Because it is written in this file, -1. -1 means negative value means never. Because -1 will never come, right? This cannot be counted in any day. And expire, there is a no value. It means your account is not going to expire any time. It will set to never, and your password is also set to never. Why? Because it is defined in your this file, in useradd file. All the user which you have created by default, its cell is bash. Why? It is written here. Every user has this skill directory. I will come back. What is this skill directory? Why is it written in this file? In morning we discuss about, like, from Ketan, he is getting some problem about the mail directory. How this mail directory is getting? Because it is written there. Every user when you create, so its mail directory is getting where temporary emails will store, where spool mail and the username. Why it is getting? Because yes is written there. If you type no, so that mail directory will not going to create. You need to create it manually. So default behavior of user add command is taken from this etc default user add file. What is this group? So group is 100. So if you will see, if you will see this 100 etc group file, etc group file. So you will find that this 100 is for users group. 100, see? It means what? If I told you, means all the users will be a part of any primary group, either by their own name or users group. So where it is defined that it should be the part of users group in this file, means if you're not creating any primary group while creating your user, still it is a part of users as a primary group. But where it is defined actually? So in your default user add command, user add file, where it is written 100. Right. So that is what the default behavior of user add command is stored in your user add /etc/default /user add file. Right. What is the full spelling of skeleton? Is it correct? SKELTON. Is it correct? No. Skeleton.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I guess there should be something after L also. Skeleton.
Skeleton. LA. Is it?
Yes.
Skeleton. Okay. LA or I think LE. Skeleton. This looks fine now.
E. Skeleton.
Yeah. Okay, that is the full form of a skeleton directory. Now, what is why it is called a skeleton directory? See, when you will see in this folder, etc skill. Oh, nothing inside this folder. It has. When you need to run with -a. When you will run -a, you will able to see there are some files, bash logout, bash profile, bash rc, which exists inside this directory. And when you will see etc default and user add file, so it says skill is equal to etc skill directory. Right? It means what? Whenever you create a user, whenever you create the user, whatever the files exist inside this directory will be automatically copied inside the home directory. Means every user should have this 3 files at least. Logout profile in RC, logout profile in RC, plus Mozilla there also. If you will do ls-a/home/ what else? Oracle. We have that, right? ls-a/home/Ketan. We have that. So that is what is called a skeleton. Means whatever, it actually helps to create the skeleton of the home directory. So let's suppose if I will create any file, blank file, right? touch/etc skill directory and will say my doc, right? So it means I have created this as a inside this skill directory. So whenever we create a new user add user 3. So if you see home user, okay, I think we have not my home, we have changed the home directory. So user 3. So you will be able to see this my doc in there, right? For newly created user. So it means what? You are defining the skeleton of the users, and that directory will be copied to all of the users home directory. And whatever is placed inside the directory will be copied into the home directory as well. Right? Okay. Before going ahead, let me change that user. This one. Right. So the only purpose of a skill directory is to create a skeleton of the home directory for the users. Okay. Now we have these files. Bash rc, bash underscore profile, and bash underscore login. Okay, let me go to some user. Where are the users? User. Shu hyphen Deepak. See, we have a file called .bash underscore logout. By default, this file is blank. If I will write any command, let's suppose I will say cal for calendar. Save this. Okay, it means now this file has some command. Once you will do exit from there, what it will do? Whatever the commands you will write inside this bash logout will be executed as soon as you will be logged out. Right? Cal is just example, but if you try to understand the use case of this file, so this file can be used for this purpose. Now, let's suppose what I'm going to say. I'm going to say cp touch a. Now, oh, permission denied. Okay, cannot create. Okay, test has permission denied. Okay, understood. No problem. I will fix it. How I can fix it? So let me log into the TMP and say Deepak Deepak hyphen backup. Right. And in the bash logout file, I will write Deepak hyphen backup. And now whatever the files I have created, A, B, C, D, right? And once I have to exit, C. Right. So whatever he will perform, whatever the directory of files he will create, everything will be copied automatically if I will set in the logout file. So purpose means my main purpose of showing or demonstrating this thing is what? The main purpose of bash logout is we can place the script or the commands which we need, like it should be executed just after the user will be logged out. Means this file will execute when user will be logged out. Right, that is the purpose of .bash underscore logout file. Right, .bash bash underscore history also one file which will store the history of commands of users. Remember, right? Whatever the commands Deepak has executed as a history, it is stored in .history command, .history file, .bash history. Right. Okay. Any questions from these two files? Otherwise, we will move on to next file.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, bash underscore profile. Okay. Let me write .bash underscore profile. Before that, what I can do, let me remove bash underscore logout scan. Okay. Yeah. Profile. Here, what I can do there, so I can write cal, then I can write date, then I can write echo welcome $user, right? I write all these things. We'll save this. Okay. And now I just come out from there. And when again I will be logging, so you can see calendar, date, and welcome Deepak. It's telling me. Means what? Bash profile executes when user will be logged in, right? I will come into use case as well. Means this file will execute when user will be logged in, right? Plus, we have one bash.rc as well. Okay. Here also, if I will write the same thing called like char echo welcome to $user, huh? And we'll write date like this. Okay. Save this. Come out from the user and log into the user again. So what you can see again, welcome to Deepak, date, again calendar, again date, again Deepak, right? It means what? bash rc. This file will execute when user will what? User will? Tell me. User will? No, actually. That's why I'm not right. User will be logged in. Okay. Tell me one thing. See, I can run su-deepak, okay, to log into the user. I can also write su-deepak. When I run this command, it only runs calendar, welcome to Deepak, and date. Okay. And when I run su-deepak, in this case, calendar, welcome to Deepak, calendar, and all these things. Okay. To make it more clear, what I'm going to do in bash rc file, let me modify a few more things. Instead of calendar, what I can write echo welcome.
The date or time we can do.
I'm writing /home there, right? And yeah, time is also the good thing. I can write time date CTL, huh? Time date CTL. Let me write that. And let me remove this data. Okay. Now I have set two different set of command in bash rc and bash logout. Again, try to understand the difference. Exit from there and exit from there. Okay. Now, again, I'm doing su-deepak, one thing. And here I'm doing su-deepak. Right? Now, can you see the difference? Welcome to $home. Welcome to
Yes.
$user. Time date CTL, right?
Yes.
Then again, calendar, date, and welcome Deepak.
So there is a difference in
Right?
SU hyphen and SU.
Okay, before come to that part, tell me one thing. From your observation, which file is going to execute first? .bash profile or .bash rc? In this view, yeah, from your observation, what file is executing first?
RC is executing first.
Sure, everyone?
Sir, I think profile.
Okay.
Date and time one is executing.
Profile has date, calendar, and echo user. And bash rc has welcome to home, user, and time date CTL. It means Pankaj is correct. First bash rc is executing.
RC is
Then profile is getting executed. Okay. Another difference, just for your observation, means I'm not telling any difference right now. Just what you are viewing on your screen, from that part, try to differentiate the things. Now I'm going to do exit. Okay. It is logged out, and executed my logout file. Logout file .bash logout. I'm doing exit from there. What is happening here? What is happening here? What is the difference between these two output?
The logout file did not execute
Did not execute. Why?
because
Right.
because there was not you did not log in as the user. You logged in as root.
I run the command su deeper.
Yes, so you were root only, but you were accessing deeper.
Okay. Yes. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I understand.
Very good. No problem. So now the actual means the motive behind this demonstration is I want to understand you two things. The purpose of bash profile and bash RC, obviously. And second is the difference between SU hyphen and only SU. Because normally there's a very common mistake the users is doing while logging to the Linux system. We have a command called SU. We have a command called SU, and that stands for switch user. Switch user, right? Now, switch user means what? Means we have two approaches. Either I can run the command SU hyphen user
is not changing.
Yeah, username. Yeah, correct. And one is called SU only username. Right. So when you are doing SU, that is what the correct way. SU hyphen username is the correct way to switching to the user. Means when you run this command, you are actually switching to user. Right. And when you are doing only SU hyphen username, so you will switch to user, SWWIT, switch to user without home directory. Right. Without home directory means when if you can see here, if I will do SU Deepak, so I will be still into the home directory of last user. That's why anything which is placed inside my home directory is not getting executed. So when you will do SU username, in this case, your .bash underscore profile, right? And .bash underscore logout will not going to execute. Why? Because profile and logout will only execute when you will log in and log out. But when you do SU username, you're not logging. You're not getting logged in. So if you're not get logged in, then why this logout file execute when you are logged in? If you will see the difference, SU Deepak and you do exit. So it's simply write exit. But you are writing SU hyphen Deepak and type exit. So it's saying logout. Means when you do SU hyphen username, so you are actually switching to user with the home directory and actually you're doing login. But without hyphen, you are just switching the user without home directory. Right. So your logout, your profile file is not going to execute. Plus, as you're not logged in, so your logout file will be also not going to execute. And that is a very common mistake with which the users are performing while switching to the user. So always use hyphen. So what is the difference between hyphen and without hyphen? Your bash profile and bash logout will not going to execute in case of without hyphen. Right? In case of hyphen, everything will going to execute in the backend. And can you tell me the common file name which is getting executed in both of the case? Either I'm doing hyphen or without hyphen. What is the common file name which is going to execute? Tell me the file name. The common file name. That is .bash rc. Right?
Yes.
.bash rc is the file which is a common file which is going to execute in both of the cases. Because you have written welcome user and all these things, and it is going to execute. Right? So that's why let me complete this statement then. So in case this file will execute when user will get cell. That is what the difference. That is what the meaning of dash RC. Means either you're doing hyphen or without hyphen, you will definitely get the cell, your bash cell, right? And as soon as you will get the bash cell, you will get this bash RC will going to execute. But bash profile will only execute when user will be logged in. That is the difference between your bash profile and bash RC. However, both will be execute in the, like when the first user will going to log in. So your bash profile and cell going to your bash RC. So first user is getting cell, then they are getting logged in. So that's the bash RC will execute first, then your bash profile will going to execute in the second.
So does it mean that we can do SU user to the user for which we have defined shell as no shell?
No, we cannot do that.
Okay.
Because SU without hyphen means you are trying to go to cell, but there is no any cell. There is a no login cell for them, right? So how you will able to get the cell?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now use case. What is the use case of bash RC and the bash profile, right? Where we should use it. I tell you the difference. Now what is the use case? Okay. For use case, let me tell you few examples. First example is when you want to set any variable like my name is equal to Deepak. By this way, you are defining this is your variable and this is your value. Okay. So I set this one, and how we fetch the value of variable? Echo $my name, right? So this is something where we are setting the variable and their value. And there are multiple use cases of setting variable and values. Possibly we will learn more in case of scripting. But here my purpose is to explain you the different, means what is the use case of bash RC and bash profile. Okay, so first is variable. So if you define the variable and their value and just get logged out from there, okay. And when you will come back and again try to do echo $name, the value is gone. Means value will be not persistently stored if you are defining in this way. So if you want to define any variable in persistent mode, so we need to define this variable and its value in either in bash profile or in bash RC. But I would recommend to set in bash RC. Okay, I'm repeating again. We can set this variable and values in profile, .bash_profile or .bash RC. Right, in any file. But I would recommend .bash RC. Can someone tell me what the advantage of defining in .bash RC? Main advantage is your .bash RC will execute in both of the case. By mistake, if a user will execute without hyphen, still that .bash RC will execute, and if they will execute hyphen, then definitely that .bash RC will execute. So that's why I'm saying I'm suggesting to define .bash RC, right? But it's up to you where you want to define it. Only the advantage in .bash RC, it will be going to execute in any of the case. As soon as user will get the cell, it will going to execute, right? And how we can define this? So we need to open .bash RC. Go to this, in this file and just define my name is equal to Deepak. Right? Like this. Save this. Come out. Right? Now, okay, again I will do echo $my name. Oh, it is still not defining. What I can do? I can do exit and log in again. And if I will do echo $my name, yes, it is there now. If I will define another variable, bash RC will say my home is equal to /Deepak. Right? However, it is wrong, but I just want to define the variable. And if I will do echo $my home, nothing is there. Again, what I need to do? Exit and log out and log in. Instead of log out and log in, I can run source command. See, source and your bash RC file. What it will do? It will going to reload your bash RC file. Now, if I will do echo $my home, it is there. I do not need to log out and log in again. Right. So you can run the source command with any of the file which you want to, like any of the source file, bash rc, bash profile, or bash logout. Right. So let me run this write this command to reload the BAS at bash rc. That is one use case, to set the persistent variable and its value. The second use case is command areas. We have a command called areas. If you want to set list equal to ls-al, right? So it means what? Now I have a custom command called list. It will help me to run ls-l in the background. See, ls-la will do the same thing, correct? And list will also do the same thing. But we have set it as a areas. When I run the areas command, so I can see this list I have set in that command. So Ketan, that you can see here, means we cannot change the kernel level at this moment because it is already compiled, but still you have the option to customize it, right? Setting up the variables, setting up the areas, your custom commands and all these things. Okay, but again, it is temporary, right? If you want to make it permanent, what you can do? Put it in your bash rc or bash profile. Here, I will just set that. List area is equal to list equal to ls-. Another area, my dir equal to mkdir. Right? I will run source command. Source dot bash rc. Right? If I will do my dir and t, it will create that. Right? So alias command will help you to see the list of all aliases as well. Any questions at this point? Alias. Anyone else?
So this bash rc file, we can generate any syntax or any scripting, we can say?
Yeah, we can write any of the command or any of the script inside, path of any script inside the bash rc or bash.
So this will be the user base only, or it will work as a root, means with the root
global,
permission?
User or global, right?
Oh.
That is what your question, correct?
Yes.
Yes, good question actually. So whatever you will going to perform inside your home directory, definitely that will be user base. Means alias command will only work for the deeper user. If I will go to a student, then I will set alias, alias. So it will not going to show me there, and I cannot run my dir. Means whatever you will make entry in the bash rc, it will be only for user. Deeper. But there is a global file. Like similar to .bash rc, there is a file called etc profile. Right? And for your bash rc, where is the bash rc? Yes. Okay, just a minute. Let me remove from there and write it here. Global file is profile and global file etc bash rc. The purpose of this file is similar to this one, and etc bash rc is similar to bash rc. Only the difference is in etc bash rc, this is called global file. Because whatever you will make changes in etc bash rc will be applicable for all the users, and it can be only done by root. No any other user can make modification in etc bash rc. So if I will do etc bash rc and make entry there, same thing. Like alias list is equal to ls-al, right? And we'll save this and we'll put source etc bash rc. Okay. And again, if I will do alias there, so, sorry, I need to log out and log in again. In this case, I need to log out and log in again. Or I can run the source command, any of this. And I will do alias, so you can see this list is now here. So etc bash rc is your global file, and .basrc is your local file. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One more thing. If you will open the basrc file, as it is some scripting language, but still try to understand what I'm telling you. When you will open this .basrc file, you can see it already calling etc basrc. That's why whatever you will make modification, etc basrc will be global for everyone. Every user has users from directory at .basrc, and in basrc they are calling etc basrc. That's why. That's why it is a global file. Or similar for your profile as well. Profile. Okay, it is also calling basrc. That's totally fine. It is actually calling your basrc. So if you want to set it global, you need to set in etc file. It is a directory, but that can only done by the root, right? However, if you want to set for any local user, then you can set into the current home directory. That's it. Understood, everyone, about this basrc, bas profile, bas logout?
Yes, sir.
Good. Again, sorry for repeating this, but again, these files are very important from debugging perspective, from troubleshooting perspective, even from an interview perspective. They're asking lots of questions from these files. What is the purpose? What happened if this will be basrc will be not there? What happened if I will do only su without hyphen? There are lots of questions they will ask you from interview perspective as well. And even in your troubleshooting part, you need to debug what is the value set in the login.defs file, why user is getting expired in only 60 days or 30 days, right? From where the files is coming inside the home directory of the users, right? So that is what you need to debug and troubleshooting when you start working on all these things. Okay, done.
So this bash rc, you have written etc bash rc.
Yeah, this is for local users, and this is for global, for every users.
So for global, I have, if I want to make global changes, I have to go there.
Yes, and by root only.
By root only. And that etc profile, that is again for global.
Yeah. For global, yeah. It is also there, etc profile.
But in the end, you showed that it is already calling the global file.
That is why, means why it is called global, because these files are called by the .basrc. That's why it's called global, right? So if you make modification in this file, so all users will automatically inherit the content of this etc basrc.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
Dot means local user, and without dot, as we say, this will be globally.
Yeah. etc will be global. etc basrc will be global. Okay.